We are backstage at the worship tent at Kingdom Bound, and I'm hanging out with Jon Reddick. Jon, how you doing? It's been a busy one today.
It has been a busy one. I'm doing well, though. I'm glad to be here. So, yeah.
It's wonderful, and it's an honor to be able to chat with you because I got some questions. Quote, I got some questions. Quote, unquote. I'm pulling up my paper here. Jon Reddick has been my worship leader for over 8 years now. Toby Mac. How many people have bios that start like that?
Man, I'm so honored to get to know. He's such a great-hearted man. He's a good person. And so beyond the stage, and it's something he always talks about, beyond the stage, he's just a good person. I'm honored to get to know him. Yeah.
What's it like to lead worship for people who are in return leading worship, but now you're also doing the same thing that they're doing?
It's an honor, actually. It means that God has called you to do something that they're all important callings. But it just kind of blows your mind when he's called you to do certain things, you know. And so to be leading people in worship that are also leading other people, you take it a lot more seriously because you're actually trying to ask God what he wants to give his people, you know.
Yeah, no, that's incredible. Right now, your main single is I Believe It, The Life of Jesus. So a lot of people talking about that. So quickly, just the story behind that song for you.
You know, I got a chance to go to Israel, and I remember this one specific moment when a few years ago, I went out. They were like, hey, go out on this balcony. So I went out on the balcony, but I didn't realize I was about to see the Sea of Galilee. I saw it all the way across, like 7 miles. I could see the entire thing. And it blew my mind because in that moment, I'm thinking, wow, I remember all these stories. I mean, I read these stories. I've heard these stories. And I just remember saying, Jesus, if I never believed before, I believe now. The Spirit of God just kind of surrounded me. And I teared up, wiping my tears and everything. But then came back later, a few years later. And I had that in my brain, my heart, just about belief in him. And so I got a few friends of mine, we got together. Actually, we were writing it for our church. And so we got to start leading that church, and then things went from there. Yeah.
And now it's a radio single. No big deal, right?
I mean, it's really crazy. You know, I'm super honored. I didn't know I'd be doing that. So I'm honored. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a song a lot of people right now are singing, and it's speaking to them. But of the songs that you have written, which one is ministering to you right now?
Man, there's a song that it's not out yet. Can I talk about that one?
Please do.
Okay. All right. It's called Yield, but my friend Jess Cates, he's written with me on God Turn It Around, I Believe It, and other songs. We got together with a friend of ours, Jason Ingram, and we just started writing this song, and it's called Yield. It's about surrender to him. And I loved it so much. I just wanted to sing it at church. I mean, it wasn't out, and I just wanted to keep singing. And so we do it at church a lot. And I did it this morning, actually, for the worship tent. So yeah, I love that song so much. And I'm not to pump the song up. I just love what it talks about. It talks about surrendering.
Yeah. And speaking of like writing songs for the church, if we take a look at North America, so I'm in Canada, you're in the United States, and it seems like there's a lot of political unrest. There's a lot of social economic situations that people are struggling, and then they walk through the church doors and they need to be encouraged and to have hope. There's so many forms of grief right now, loss of loved ones and friends, and maybe loss of finances. What does the church need to hear right now?
I have to point to Jesus by reminding you when you pointed to Jesus. Like, if he's been faithful before, he'll be faithful again. It's easy to hear, but it's hard to live it out when you're going through the pain, when you're going through the doubt, when you're going through the fear. And so my encouragement is that when it's getting challenging and when it feels like it's impossible, we fall on our knees and we go to the one thing that has always been a source of liberty, has always been a source of healing for us, which is his word, which is him, God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, you know? And so that's what I would encourage. Stuff is hard. I mean, I've lost too many friends in the last 2 months, and it's heartbreaking. And at the same time, I still have to fall on my knees and thankful. I look at my family. I'm grateful. I look at life. We landed here last night, and I'm grateful that we just landed instead of, you know. So in everything, give him thanks, and also falling on our knees and worshiping him and giving him our heart.
When you were younger, were you like, yeah, I wanna be a pastor. I want to lead worship, or did you want to do something else? Like, I don't know, work at a grocery store.
You know, it's funny because when I was young, I was probably 9 or 10. I used to have this band. It was just me. It's like imaginary me 4 times or something, and we were a band. But it's stupid. It's real stupid. But I'd be making the music in there, and I thought that I'd be singing to a lot of people. And then when I got older, I was like, oh, that's silly. And God brought me back to this. I remember I tried music. I've been trying music for a long time. I've been doing music for a long time, and it wasn't really doing what I thought it should do. And so I was going to do computer science, and I was singing devotions at my daughter's school one time. And a lady comes up to me. She says, "Hey, God told me that I'm supposed to help you." And I turned around. I was like, "Oh man." It was Sheryl Crow. Right. And so,
Sorry, what?
yeah, it was Sheryl Crow. She's like, "Hey, I know it sounds crazy, but God told me it's clear as day that I'm supposed to help you." So we ended up, her kid went to the school that my kid went to. And so I ended up going there with my band and everything and making some music. But the biggest thing that God taught me in that moment was I was facing doubt that what I had wasn't good enough or something like that. And I joked because I told God I was quitting music, and I was like, "You gonna one up me like that guy? You're just gonna send Sheryl Crow?" But what God did was give me the physical manifestation, if you want to call it, of somebody who knows music, and it made me realize, oh well, maybe what I have is valuable. And God was like, "Hey, I've been trying to tell you all along," but so yeah.
Why don't we just listen to him, honestly? But like, you're like, but God, science, computer science is where the money is.
That's exactly what I was saying. It was fear. It was like fear of survival. But I stand on the shoulders of a lot of people. And God just has a way of weaving things. He has this way of weaving things together. And so I'm grateful.
I love it. Thank you so much for taking some time on this very busy day today to chat with us.
No, I'm honored to be here. Thank you all. Thank you very much.